Hey, what's up, guys? This is TBone here. Welcome back to another episode of Legendary playing Legendary Game of Heroes, and we are doing our live stream today for a new event for a new season. All right, it's a water Slayer event, and it's called Unwelcome Return, and it's also for a new season called Electric Storm Season. All right, so first event. Generally, that means we don't get the seasonal coins, enough of the coins to be able to craft a card. And so it is then very welcome to see that they've announced that for this particular event, for this whole week, they're going to be doing 50% off on, all of the packs. Okay, so all of the packs that are going to be coming out this week will be 50% off. And I guess I also want to take this opportunity to then just say to everybody here, we are in really hard times right now. Right here in the US, I live on the West Coast, and I'm paying attention to the news as well. And I'm seeing just, how much of a hard time everybody's having, especially over, in New York and other areas. And we're all in this together. And so I just wanted to send my thoughts out there to you all as well. We're all in this together, and we are here gathered here to get together to to play your games and to be together as a community. So I do thank you all for the support, and I wish the best for everybody out there. So stay home, stay safe, and hope the best for you guys. All right. So let's come back to this event here. Because it's 50% off, I am more inclined to try to get the deck and to show this mechanic to you all, because this is one of those decks that actually looks weak by just by looking at the cards themselves. And so it's kind of like, offsets the fact that it's cheaper, so that's good, because it should be cheaper for us to be able to get the deck. But then the question really is, well, is this deck going to be strong enough? Because there's a couple of things happening here too. What you could expect for this event is that we're going to have Prestige. So Prestige is also coming back. Okay, so you saw this in the news feed here. So Prestige is going to be coming back. It's going to be for solo bosses. And the idea here is, as long as you can get 50% or higher on these different tier bosses, you're going to keep going up. And you can rally them. These are solo Prestiges. But with Prestige, it means higher health, more attack. And so the question is, can you actually then take on the boss with this deck? That's always a question. So we got some people in the chat here. Just wanted to stop for a minute to recognize everybody here. So we've got Elmik, and Beauty she is. There's some names I haven't seen before. So welcome everybody. Nice to see you all here. Got Catherine, Carrison, Randall, Ellie Little, and we got Natsu, Shantae, Judge of All. We got Michelle, Be Like Billy, Victor, Amir, Noelia, Reaper, Sylvie T, Tracy, Tamara, Magic Man, and Naya Dang. Hello everybody. Thanks for joining me here. All right. So let's get right into this. And I actually did fill up some gems here. So for those of you who might be wondering, yes, I did actually fill up gems here so that I can try to go for the full pack, for the full deck this time, knowing full well that this could be a weak deck. But the goal here is to try to get a full deck here so that we can actually try it out, so I can show it in action, so you can make a decision for yourself on whether or not this is something that you like. Okay. And Angel 111, welcome to the stream here. So let's take a look here. And I gotta say, like, when I first took a look at the cards here, I was a little surprised, because I took a look at the Ultimate Form, and I knew that it was a different mechanic, but then I wasn't quite sure if I was looking at the right card. Okay, so this is called the Apex Predators. It is a Water Immortal Killer card. All right, so we have had a couple of Water Immortal Killer cards. I will show them as well, so that those are different options that you can use. But this is a pretty, interesting looking deck. These are basically, and we got these white tigers and polar bears as the main characters here, and they look really good. They look really cool. But then when I took a look at the damage, sort of the battle skill, it looked like one of those decks that spawns power gems based on the number of gems on the board, which is usually a very good thing. But this one is a little different. This one spawns a water power gem, and it creates power gem 1, okay? And it only creates them for every 3 power gems. So it's not the number of gems, it's the number of power gems that's on the board. So for every 3, you get 1 extra. And then it also increases the Immortal Killer's attack by 6% for every water power gem on the board. And so now we're limited by the number of power gems on the board, which is 35. So the maximum you can get is 6 times 35. And that comes up to like 200 something. I can't remember the exact number here. But it's not infinite. So you can't increase it anymore. And it's always limited by the number of gems. So this by itself makes that attack boost very... it's not a great increase. But at the same time, I can't really tell you how much stronger it will be, just because like you basically have to use like a full board of power gems in order to really measure the damage boost. But I can tell you right now that depending on the deck that you use, you will probably generally get close to a full board, and so your attack is always going to be, you know, a boost of like, you know, close to 200% or so. And so this deck will always be a little stronger than without that boost. Like basically the boost will always be applied because it's it is a battle skill that they can apply. It has a passive where every time you attack, you spawn 3 power gem once on the very next turn. And if you didn't attack, if you just kind of did a regular gem match, then it's going to create 2. So all in all, this deck right here, this card right here, for me was a surprise because it doesn't create anything more than power gem once. It kind of is like a throwback to the older days where the battle skills are kind of weak. And so we know the power gem ones, like they're not going to be that strong. So I'm curious as to the decisions for why they made it like this and how strong it really is going to be. Ultimately, it all comes down to the question of like, well, is this deck going to be worth it? So I don't know, just looking at this, and that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate form, right? Now, if we take a look at I believe that's the ultra rare card. If you take a look at actually, this is the Master Collection card. I know because the shiny collection is a polar bear. So if we take a look at Dominator Vadim, okay, this is the Master Collection card. This is a card that's going to create Power Gem 2s plus 1 additional one for every 100 Immortal Killer intensity. So this one actually has the potential to create, to fill the board for you, but you need to have more intensity. So this one starts with 4. Again, Power Gem 2s as opposed to Power Gem 3s that we're used to seeing. So they've really decreased the amount of power output potential for this particular deck. And this will also increase the Immortal Killer bonus by 6% for every power gem, so they can stack. So remember, whenever you see multiple cards that have the ability to boost power attack, they are you can stack them by adding them together. So really, you're looking at 12% for every power gem that's on the board. And so then you kind of think, okay, so 12% times 35. Now that's about 12%, 350. So that's 350% plus another 70, 420%. damage. Now it's starting to add up a little bit. So I think that the attack boost in a Slayer event, this might be reasonable once you start filling up the board. Okay, so the question is going to be like, can you actually fill up the board? And it has also a passive ability that gives you a 30% resist as long as there's 20 or more water power gems on the board. So this one is not actually in the ultimate form, so this is exclusive to the Master Collection card. And so if you have multiple Master Collection cards, then you can reduce it. Now, in terms of the damage reduction, it's not just, another 30% and then another 30%, that's 60% reduction. So when it comes to damage reduction, I think the calculation is you take 30% off and then it's 30% off of the resulting after that. So it's not a straight up 60% damage reduction if you have 2 cards. It's actually going to be 30% followed by another 30% afterwards. Okay. All right. So we got some other people here, and I think we got Gabor from Sweden. Welcome here. And Alan, thank you very much. I am doing okay, doing just fine. Staying at home, haven't gone out. We are actually taking advantage of Instacart for our groceries. One actually just came. We're trying it out. It seems to be okay. They're pretty quick. So just kind of like wipe things down a little bit, but it helps. I honestly, like going to the grocery store, last time I went out, it felt like an episode of The Walking Dead. Like I was so careful. I had to like look around me to make sure the coast was clear, zoom in, zoom out, and be done with my business. So it's interesting times. All right, we got Queen Mama in the house and Prozac. Welcome here. Okay, so let's see. Prime Pursuer. This is the ultra rare card. Okay, this is the ultra rare card that is the one that spawns power gem for every 3 power gems on the board. So again, it's not just like regular gems, it has to be power gems. But if you remember, like before, we used to see like, you know, it used to be that the skill was like you create 1 power gem for every 5 power gems. And so given a 35 gem board, the maximum you can create is 8 power gems because you get 1, and then I guess in this case would be 7, right? But this one, because it's 3, then you're looking at a maximum of 11 power gems. So if you have a full board of gems, you get an additional 11 water power gem ones. So now you have the possibility of upgrading. So as I'm thinking about it, I think that the reasoning that they might be thinking about this is potentially because you have the opportunity to upgrade your power gems, and that's probably why they started power gem 1. Although I feel like starting a power gem 2 wouldn't have been too bad if that's the case. Okay, so, and then this has a passive ability as well that also spawns 2 power gems and then spawns 3 power gems as well. So basically, we should expect to see a lot of power gem 1s, especially if you think about the Master Collection card and also, not the event card and the support card. We're going to take a look at those two, and then we're going to go and open some packs here. So if you take a look at the event card, I'm actually pretty impressed by this. So this is the one case where I thought, okay, event card is getting back to, you know, somewhere it's a little bit useful, because this one does the same thing. It creates 3 power gem 1s, and it will create an additional one for every 100 immortal killer intensity. Okay, and so it's a little bit weaker than the Master Collection card, but it does the same thing. You can at least fill up a full board of power gems using this deck, using this card, and it also increases the attack by 4%. So if you don't have 2 Master Collection cards, throw in an event card and you're still going to get a decent amount of damage boost, because it's 2% less per card, per power gem. But given that it's an event card rather than a Master Collection card, it's not too bad. So this is a card that more people will have an opportunity to get. So I like the fact that they've added that that skill to it. Then we have the support card here, which, again, a little bit weaker in general, but it does heal, and really this is just a card that gives you a single power gem 1 at the start of every turn, and it heals. Basically, you should imagine that you can attack every turn, so you can also imagine that you're going to be able to heal every turn. So this is really the card that's going to provide you with a lot of heal. But in Slayer events, you're not really looking for the heals as much. I think you're really looking for... This is only useful in an event where you're attacking the boss on your own and you expect it to be a long fight. Then you should expect that you're going to be able to heal all the time. So it's kind of situational. And we've seen this behavior before, like when you just spawn a single water power gem 1, it's really not that useful. It's kind of like the ultra rare card, but you really need like a bunch of those. So like once you get like maybe 3 or 4 support cards, and let's say that's all you get, well, at least that's useful. Kind of like last time when I pulled like 7 support cards and not a single Master Collection card or ultra rare card. Like I probably could have used that in that event. So like it would be the same situation here. So Angel White and Love, you've been a massive slacker. Finally hooked up your birthday PS4 and have been playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Completely skipped last event. Hey, Kingdom Hearts is a good game. And well, it sounds like your birthday might have passed a while ago, but happy belated birthday to you. Magic Ring, you love the art? Yeah, I think it's cool too. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the packs here. Let's hope that with the reduced cost, I can go a little bit higher and I can actually get a deck this time. So let's see. Let's go ahead and open some tiers and see what we get. Marcelo, you are Drogon Targaryen. All right. So I think I got the event card there. Right? Let's take a look. I think that was the event card. That's a silver reward. Yeah, so I got Tehar, which is the event card, so that's good. Better than getting a, I don't know, evil evolution coin, I guess. And so this is a tier 2, so I expect to get the support card as well. And Angel had belated birthday. Yeah, so I got trolled. You guys know that it wasn't my birthday, right? That was total troll. So I got the Fist of Islam. It's a gold card, which is good, but it's not a gold card of this particular event. All right, and then I get I got another Tehar. So I got 2 event cards this time. that was kind of the thing. Like I was like, hey, if I get the full event deck before tier 4, I still need to go to tier 4 because I'm missing the support card, event card. But now I got 2 of them. Okay, so 3 silver cards down. Let's go and take a look and see what we get in tier 3. Come Will Indeed, with 4 Master Collection cards, you need 300 intensity to fill the board with Power Gem 2s if you have 5 event relics. Yeah, so with 5 event relics, that's still like quite a few turns there. It's definitely not a, it definitely isn't quick. So you're gonna have to actually work with other cards, I think, in order to make it work. All right, so 3 tiers so far. No Master Collection card, no Ultra Rare just yet. Keeping my fingers crossed that we don't have to go too far up. So I got a relic here, man. And now let's go to tier 4. So 4 tiers is, you know, it's a lot cheaper to be able to go to 4 tiers, which is really good. I think 4 tiers is under 3,000 gems. And so here is our guaranteed card. And we get another relic. I guess that's also the guaranteed relic. I should be able to go to tier 6, which gets me a Master Collection card, but I really would have liked to get a full deck if possible. I really would have liked to see that, but so far it doesn't look like it's happening. Magic Man, I'm correct on reduction. Yeah, so that was something that we had, I had discussed a lot before on like how the reduction actually works. All right, so 4 tiers so far, got really nothing. Let's hope for better results on tier 5. Okay. Yeah, so 2450, and I think like if you go to tier 6, it's about 7,700 gems, which is a lot more affordable than it usually is. And so here is the rare relic. I'm really hoping I pull like the ultra rare here because I know that the guaranteed Master Collection cards in tier 6. But so far it just doesn't look like my luck is on my side here. So here's another 5 tiers of no Master Collection card or ultra rare card. It's pretty frustrating, to be honest with you. All right, let's go to tier 6. Or is this tier 5? This is tier 6 now. So let's go get our guaranteed Master Collection card. All right, so this is the guaranteed Master Collection card, and I don't know. To me, like when I get the guarantee as the first card, it always feels like an indication that I'm not gonna get the other ones in the same tier. That's what it feels like. Like I say, okay, so please don't let it be. I thought that was gonna be another gold card. Got another Soul of Islam, Fist of Islam. Okay, so it looks like I'm not gonna get my ultra rare card. So I'm not gonna get my deck. Six tiers, and I don't get anything there. Going to tier 4, pulls a lot like there. William Deeb, you're asking me to stop right here. So like, here is my dilemma right now. Like, let's take a look at what we got. Okay, let's go ahead and build what we got. So this was 7,700 gems right there for 6 tiers. And let's go ahead and take a look at the cards here, right? So if we take a look at what we have, the goal here was to try and you know, use the deck to kind of show how we work with the whole thing, but it is extremely frustrating to go to 6 tiers and not be able to get even a single ultimate form. I did pull two Islams, but like I don't think I'm gonna be able to even like. I don't think I can even get my ultimate form to be powered up more, right? And so let's take a look here. So we've got, how many copies of the event card do I get? I think I got 2, right? So I got 2 here. And this is the support card. Oops. And we have another one that's 5 stars here. So let's see. So Mount Fillmore, did I notice that the relic now has Slayer Commander Restriction 2? I feel like that was always the case. but at least for the last while now, it's like that. And so let's go ahead and go to the relics, right? So at least I can take my relics, right? So this is Immortal Killer, and I could at least forge an ultimate relic. So there's that, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here, right? So if we go here, let's go ahead and, oh, here it is. So I can forge one. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll select it. How many do I have? 4? Okay, so I have 4 relics, so that's fine. And then with another one, I'm going to just throw in a water relic for... I'll use this. All right. Sylvie T, you're too scared to do T5, might ruin your future RNG luck. Why did you already get... Oh, you don't have... You got one main, no Master Collection card or Ultra Rare. So like I'm going to have to decide because it's going to be cheaper to pull the... It's going to be cheaper to pull the decks tomorrow. Okay. And so I'm going to open a couple of packs in the upcoming ones where it's gems, but they're a lot cheaper. So I'm going to try my luck there as opposed to spending another 2,700 gems, 2,750. And if I really can't get a deck, then I'll try for tier 7. But I'm not sure that I want to invest in all of that right now. I mean, I have 8,000 gems, so I could go for it. You know what? I kind of went into this. I went into this stream saying that I wanted to show off the full deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one more tier. This is my way of giving back too, because like I bought the gems this time because I was determined to try and get a full deck here. I was hoping that with it cheaper, I was going to be able to pull it earlier. But let's see if we can get one. 2750, one more time, tier 7. Let's see if we can get the Ultra Rare card. Fingers crossed here. I do appreciate everybody here like holding onto the edge of their seat saying don't do it. And so let's see. So doesn't look like it's gonna be it doesn't look like my luck is any good this time. So 7 tiers, no ultimate form. All right. Look at all these cards I get though. I got La Fata Turchina, which was a support card, and we do get Skybound. We also get Bodana the Wrecking, and we have a Pristine Saber. Another support card, Makwa, and now we have Catherine. I haven't seen Catherine in forever. All right, so first time going to tier 7 on my stream in a very long time. Unfortunately, couldn't get a ultimate form. Okay, so it is extremely sad days. I didn't even pull another, right? I didn't even pull another silver card there. No relic, no support card, no event card, nothing, right? Tier 7 should at least get you something, but there is nothing there. So what do I do? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some. Let's take a look and see. We can go to a trial boss and see full, not really full deck. I can't pull Surtur. I don't know if I want to spend 50. I don't know if I want to spend 50 coins on this guy because I only earn 50 coins and I want to be able to earn enough coins to be able to attack him. And I have run out of coins, I think, for... I can't actually summon a boss. I mean, I can. So in this case, since it doesn't really matter, it's not Immortal Killer anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go Quetzalcoatl because I have more than enough to summon 2 of them, and I'm going to use that anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and the whole idea here is to show how the deck works. So I think I can do that sufficiently using just any boss, and I need to attack a boss anyway to try and get my my cudgel upgraded. And so, wow, this is lagging badly. So let's go ahead and try this deck and just kind of see the mechanic here and see how it all works out. Katie Craig, don't waste 50 coins. Yeah, I know. It's like I don't want the 50 feel to do it alone using the battle skills. I don't think I am. So the whole idea is I'm not gonna be able to defeat a boss, but I wanted to sort of see like with all of these cards here, what does it look like, right? Now keep in mind that I'm gonna be able to get more if I had the ultimate form, if I had the ultra rare, if I had something, anything, if I had anything like that, I could have helped out a little bit more. But just to give you a little bit of an idea on what this could look like, I'm curious too, right? So we have the event cards, and also the Master Collection card. I forgot that this actually doesn't allow me to use battle skills. So I'm not going to be able to show it to you. Actually, I forgot about this. That was the. So let's try another one. Let's go to event. Let's go into a regular boss. This is the thing. I wish that they would offer a way for us to test out our decks as well. So let's go to Elite Campaign. I just want to try this. Okay. Daily Dungeon is fire today. I think did I use my did I use mine already? No, I didn't. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Katie did tell me, right? I'm not gonna be able to use battle skills. I saw that after I summoned it. All right, I'm gonna use a non-water card. So let's go ahead and try this out. Man, this just so many fails in this particular stream. Couldn't get the deck, right? I mean, I still could go one more tier. I think I could go, yeah, one more tier. Couldn't get a deck and couldn't get the right boss to come up. So let's try this again now and see how we do, right? So the idea here is on turn 1, this counts as an attack. So we should, is it the ultra rare card that creates power gems on every turn if you attack? Can't remember. Okay, so there's the two power gems from the support cards. Now this one creates 3 and 1 more for every 100 immortal killer intensity, and this one creates 4 plus another one for every intensity. Okay, so let's see if we can do this without actually killing them, right? So I can build up intensity. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this skill in a long time. Look at that. So it blocks the gems. And if I were to activate those, all 3 of these should have power boost. Now these cards don't create any gems though, right? So these will heal, but they don't actually do anything, right? So if I activate this, it just heals and it doesn't do anything else. So these 3 cards, this is what it's capable of doing with 4 relics. Now without the ultra rare card and without the ultimate form, I am also not creating additional ones. Like really the ultra rare card is the one that would have created more. And I think it would have, I didn't count how many there was, but that was like with the ultimate form in there, I think it would have helped fill up the board, but it would have been a board of power gem 2s and 1s, right? So can't really tell how strong it really is, unfortunately. But I don't know, like I'm kind of torn on whether or not this is something that I would go for. Now, Katie is in the chat, and so curious, like, you know, is anybody in the chat? Does anybody have the deck currently? And if so, what are your thoughts, right? What are your thoughts about this particular deck? Is it something that you think is fun to use? Because right now, I guess I'm just a little frustrated, so I'm not really seeing it. And with the support cards in there, not really what I would go for. So I'm going to switch this up, and I'm going to show you what I am going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to Water Slayer deck. And if you have any of these cards, then I would recommend you using them. So, of course, instead of the support cards, I would choose to put in... come on. This one right here. Okay. And so this is the card that is going to be just like the Blitzkrieg card, where it creates 4 power gems and then doubles that number, so it gives you 8. Okay, and does it have any more power gems here? And if there's a healing battle skill used, it will also create 3 additional power gem 3. So if there's anything that heals, in which case it does. So this card is really great because it creates 8 Power Gem 4s and then another 3 Power Gem 3s. Okay, so it creates a ton of Power Gems on its own. So if we were to change this up and use this, right? So if we were to change this, this would make a big difference. And the other one I'm going to put in there is going to be this way here. Okay. Now my relics don't actually boost those cards, but it makes a big difference. So let's go ahead and try the Fire Trials. So Nicole deck, it's a commander card, and so she will only boost commander cards. So if you had like Keta, for example, that would work, but it wouldn't actually help this event card. So if you don't have this event deck, yes, that's another option you can go with as well. So I thought like if you use Nicole and then you put in Keta in there, then Nicole's 900% will boost Keta, and that will work. And then you can just use the Slayer cards to help with the Power Gem creation, and you should be able to deal enough damage as well. And so I think there's like different options, but I just kind of wanted to show like with this, just like a change in a card here, you could also, you know, throw in I could put in other immortal cards. The other option here I'm going to talk about after this is also what other immortal cards you can use. Okay. Now with this, it's going to be a different story here. So you can see we got a lot more Power Gems just by this here now, right? Still can't quite fill up the board, but at least it's, you know, a little bit better than what we saw before. Okay. And so let's see. Martin, you had a lucky pull, tier 1 ultra rare. See, like that's what I was hoping for, right? Any tiers up to tier 6, if I got an ultra rare card, I could have gotten the Master Collection. I could have gotten the ultimate form because of, you know, the guaranteed card. So that's really, really unfortunate. Oh, this is three tiers as well. So let's go ahead and change. So it's also 4 turns, right? So it's a little bit slow after you use the battle skill. But here we go. So let's just go ahead and finish it off. So free card leader will boost Nicole. True. So the free card boosts Nicole, and Nicole will give. So with Nicole in the deck, right? So Nicole basically does, is it 800% or 900%? And in the Slayer event, it will be equivalent to the deck, a water card with 10 times Slayer bonus, right? So if we were to look at now immortal cards, here are some immortal cards that are options as well. So we have the Wave Warriors card. Okay, so this is a commander card, and as Katie said, you could also use the support card as leader, or you know, and you can also use anything other than the event card as leader. It will also boost it. It will give you a 300% attack bonus, and this one gives. This one has where's the killer bonus? Wave Warriors gives 400%. Oh, because this is the old one, right? So this is old. So it's not like the newer generation 3 cards where it gives 900%. This gives 400% because it's the older one. I remember now. So these are all the options here. The older Slayer deck that is also Immortal Killer is the Pinocchio deck. So Miraculous Dreamweaver plus Pinocchio. That ultimate form also gives 400% damage boost. So that's another option there. And so if we were to go with, like, you know, this example here, so if you wanted to use Wave Warriors, you could. So what you would do is you would swap this out. So this is the Master Collection card. I'm going to swap it out for this for the support card just so that you can see it, right? So I support here. And then if you were to then put Nicole in here, Nicole is going to give itself 400% boost, but it's not a Slayer card, so you're not going to be able to get that bonus. If you put in, like, Raid, then she'll get the 400% boost. And if you put in the ultimate form for the Pinocchio deck, then that's also going to give you 400%. So right now we don't have an older deck that gives you 900% damage boost. Okay. As far as water Immortal is concerned anyway. And so if you have support cards, you're going to end up getting the same amount of power boost from if you were to use the Dreamweaver as a card as a the ultimate form, right? As a one of the cards. But the nice thing is, if you were to use the Miraculous Dreamweaver, then the Pinocchio ultimate form, it will at least boost your other Slayer cards that you put in there and give it that 400% damage boost. So in addition to the power gems it can give you, it can also have some power gems. Like there's a lot of options here. This is probably the event where I would say, given what I see here, if you wanted to save your gems and just use the older decks, like you might actually want to just go ahead with that, because I don't know if I think it's just me. Like I've been having terrible luck in my pulls recently, and also just my thoughts are, if you ended up spending a lot of gems on this deck and it doesn't feel strong enough, like you might still I feels like you still need to put in another older Slayer card in it regardless. Like I feel like it has to be a deck that needs to be mixed, and so in that situation, like if you don't have anything, it might feel a little bit frustrating. But let's take a look and see if the store is available. All right, so let's say the store. So the store is available now, and I think they've also refreshed it. I hope they refreshed it. So yeah, so they've now refreshed it, so you can actually use the coin if you want it to get the if you have one of these two cards, this is an option. And looking ahead though, if you don't have these cards, I would actually recommend holding off for this, because this is another card that works just like Freedom Fighters, and so if you can make a ultimate form, that's actually what I recommend. So instead of using coins on this, I would actually recommend going for that ultimate form, which I think is going to be a lot better. But it's an option that's available. And so let's see, did I answer? I don't feel like I've really answered the question of like whether this deck is good or not. What I can say is this: I have the Master Collection card. I put 2 event cards in there, and it didn't feel particularly strong to me. Just by sort of playing it. And so it remains to be seen how the event is going to be like. So my strategy, now that I've spent another 27 gems and got 2,700 gems and got nothing, I'm probably gonna have to try my luck at the daily packs and see if I can get something there. So we'll see. Let's take a look at the comments in here. You pulled from tier 7 a bunch of times and got no ultra rare. Vault was mean and handcuffing Angel. Oh, sorry to hear that. So let's see. Katie mentioned a couple of things. Free card. Let's see. It matches with the last Green Commander deck if anyone has it. Yeah, so I think what you're referring to is the Hard One Gorillas deck, a card. That ultimate form works really well with the previous Green Commander deck because it's all Earth Arcane, so it's going to be really awesome. So Mount Fenwar, seems like you're in a new direction now with deck building. Is releasing new decks that require choose from older decks to really make the new one work. That's kind of like how early Gen 3 was like. So early Gen 3 decks were like that, in that you needed to mix with the older Gen 2 cards. And so it also kind of curbs the overall power creep, if you will, right? So like if the decks that come out is not super powerful and not more powerful than the previous one, then essentially they have curbed it. My question here really is whether or not this is going to be a fun deck to play, to use, and whether or not it can at least, take out the bosses that you need for prestige. Like once you get to a high prestige level, is this deck going to be sufficient to go for it? I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing here, I think if I were to build it something like this, right? So tier 6 costs 7,700 gems. It's still a lot, but it's a lot less than before, right? Half the cost, it actually makes a big difference. So like if you were to get like a Master Collection card up to this point, right? And if you had the event, if you have the Slayer cards to do it, like I think just adding those should be sufficient. Because I almost feel like, if I were to just start with a deck like this, it might actually be okay, right? And I'm gonna use the I'm obviously going to power it up, but I feel like this might actually be okay for me to start, right? Where are my event cards? Let's scroll down here. So I think this one, right? So if I were to power them up, if I would just kind of use this deck, I feel like that might actually be okay for me. It might be sufficient. And because I have this now, I can actually change this as well. I can swap this out so I don't use Keda's bow. And I can just use one of my older Slayer, Water Slayer relics. Right? It's going to be like, the question is whether it's going to be good enough or not. And I feel like it should be okay. Like it should give me sufficient damage earlier on. I'm not expecting to be able to like fight for MVP like for other people's prestige bosses or anything like that, but I think that it should be at least sufficient. And then we'll see if I can get lucky in the upcoming events after that. Okay, I think I'll just use one of these. That should be fine. And so let's take a look in here, right? So we see, so Catherine, you don't think it's worth it? The nukes. Yeah, so I think we're still talking about the hard one gorilla. So yeah, I highly recommend that if you were to, if you were to decide on what to spend your coin on, well, there is the Freedom Fighters. That's still an option. But the upcoming deck, it's going to be an Earth Slayer deck. It's going to benefit a ton from the hard one gorillas. Like I would actually just save your coins for this. For that one right there, and I think I might actually want to use my coins to get myself another pink star on it, because I think that's going to be worth it. So that's something I want to give a shot. Okay. Can I see Catherine's deck? I'll take a look. So you have the full deck, and let's see. So you're asking if I can take a look at the deck there. So Catherine McIntyre. Chaplain, Alice, Onx. Yeah, we can take a quick look, like just to kind of see, right? Chaplain, Alice, Onxie. And Katie, hopefully everything is, good with you over there in New York. I know that's where you are. And so I know with all the lockdown and all the news there, hopefully you guys are staying home safe and doing well. All right. And so let's see. So Katie, Craig, all vaults are 50%. Yeah, so everything that's going to come out is going to be 50%. I think that includes the previous vault that we're going to get, which is nice. So that means, for 1,000 gems now. No, for 500 gems, you'll be able to get 6 additional coins from the previous vault, which is going to be good. And I might be able to just get enough coins, right, to give myself a team. We'll see. So I'm looking here. You have the full team, but did you set it up? So I see the cards, but you didn't set it up. So it's fine. Like I think that the idea here is, I would not go ham on this deck. I guess is really my recommendation, just based on what I'm seeing here. Because the question is, like, if you need to use this deck and it has to be combined with older decks, the question is, is that something that you're going to want to use still after the event? Like, there are certain decks that are super useful even after event. This one doesn't feel like one that has that reusability afterwards, at least in my opinion. Right? In my initial opinion, I'm not sure if it's got that reusability that I like to see. And so that's something to consider. Oh, I actually got this, huh? I ended up getting this one because I didn't have it. So I got everything I needed for a shiny Master Collection card as well. I just need the ultra rare card. So let's so we hope that hopefully I can get that. So let's see how many coins we have at this point. And so typically now if you want to go up to tier 4 of a previous vault, that is going to be another 2,700 gems or so, right? So that's going to be 12 coins, and that gets me 12 coins, 36. Wow. Plus another 6. If I were to go tier 4 of the previous vault that comes out, okay, plus the 6 I'm gonna get from the event, I can actually forge my own teams. I can actually, in the end, I can actually get the ultimate form by going to tier 4 tomorrow. And then I could also just play through the game, and then I can get 6 coins. So that's actually going to give me enough coins to forge the ultimate form. Like I'll see if I'll probably do it just so that I can show you guys like how to actually use this, how it actually works, and then make you help you make that full decision. But if anybody who already has a full deck in here, like give a recommendation. I think I already heard some people say not really sure they like that. Darkside, you open 12 faults and only get the full deck afterwards. Yeah, so hearing more of this, for sure, that's something that is a little discouraging. So I feel bad for you guys for having to go through that. Magic Man, one minor aspect, it has good counter skills. So counter-wise, I think there's Weaken. I saw it counters Weaken. I don't remember what the other ones are, right? So there's one that counters Weaken, which is good because these cards have a damage boost, so it can protect itself. And let's see. It doesn't require the support card to do it. Like it's really not one that I enjoy seeing, where the support card is the one that has the counter for like the really important skills. All right, so Power Gem Silence is another one, and that is from the Master Collection card. And then the ultra rare card, Prime Pursuer, has also Weaken. And then let's just take a look and see if there's any changes in like the event card and support card. They might have gone toward just the 2. It feels like they've sort of also gone toward the case where it's 2 debuffs as opposed to 3. Right, so far we have Power Gem Silence and Trader. So Trader's whatever. Like that's not a spec in my opinion. So Power Gem Silence and Weaken are the ones that are more important to deal with. And given that the Master Collection card and the event card both have this have Weaken, we're gonna have to figure out what to do with the Power Gem Silence, because I don't have a card that dispels Power Gem Silence. Oh, I do. The event card. Okay, good. So event card dispels Power Gem Silence, and the Master Collection card dispels... Oh no, Master Collection card, does it dispel Weaken? So now I need a card that dispels Weaken. The one I don't have is dispel Weaken in my deck. Right, because cards that provide Power Gem boost is going to need to dispel Weaken, and the only options I have are these 3. Well, I'm not going to use Hermes. And so we're going to have to think about that. Although, generally, you're not going to go to tier 3 anyway, so it's less likely to be that much of an issue anyway. And I guess... So I think what Katie said is Nicole. Yeah, so Nicole also dispels Weaken, so that's good. So that's another option. Like, I'll probably play around with that, because she is Immortal Killer, and she does get that. She does have a damage boost as well. So we can definitely try with that. So let's see. So Catherine, what's the previous vault in the Drill Fist going to be? I don't remember. Let's take a look at the cards, right? So if we take a look at the Water Slayer, I can't... Can you believe this? I can't quite remember what the previous Water Slayer is. Right. So somebody who's looked into it and remembers, help answer the question would be really appreciated. Otherwise, I'll just keep looking at this. I feel like, is it the Santa Claus deck was a commander deck. So what was the previous one before that? The previous one before that, oh, is this one, right? But I'm not sure that they're gonna show. I'm not sure that they're gonna have that in the vault. So it's gonna be the one before that. So it's gonna be the Combat Ready crew. I think it's gonna be Combat Ready crew. That's going to be in the in the. I'm not sure the Rats one. That's the last Slayer event, but I feel like what they've been doing is they've been reviving the one before that, which is going to be the Combat Ready crew pack. I think it's Combat Ready. The Lovers? No, I don't think it's going to be that one. I think it's going to be Combat Ready crew. because it's not going to be it's not going to be the Chinese New Year deck, because they haven't followed that pattern where they do the immediate one, because those were the ones with the updated the updated ones. Oh, the Valentine's Day one from 2019 is going to appear in the Drill Fist Depot, and that is going to be the Timeless Lovers. No, not Timeless Lovers. It's going to be what lovers is it? Yeah, it is Timeless Lovers. So it's probably this deck in the Drill Fist Depot, and the revival should be the Combat Ready crew. You're holding me to Combat Ready crew. We'll see. I mean, like, I plan to pull four tiers, so I'm hoping that I can get something good. So combat appear during Chinese New Year. Well, I'm talking about the rat one from this Chinese New Year deck. So I think that's gonna be it. Keep my fingers crossed that's the case. I believe I should be correct if memory serves correct. Oh no, if it's not Combat Ready crew, then it doesn't make sense for it to be Combat Ready crew. I think it's actually going to be the other one. My mistake. I think it's going to be this one. I think it's going to be water. Is it chaotic? No, it's going to be arcane. My mistake. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Frozen Devastation. So it's either Frozen Devastation or Combat Ready crew. Either way, they're going to be good decks to invest in as a revival deck in either case. Because I can't quite remember. I can't remember which one comes first. I think Frozen Devastation came before Combat Ready crew. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be one of those two. So don't hold me to it, but it's gonna be one of those two, I think. This is one of those cases where, when MTM's around and he's just like, got this all in his brain, he could help me answer that. But it shouldn't be it shouldn't be anything other than those two. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so Prozac, what I thought was okay. So Matt Fillmore, Frozen came before the K-pop crew. So I think since we haven't seen the Frozen Devastation being, did we see Frozen Devastation offer in the revival pack though? I can't remember. I feel like if it did, I would have invested in it. Yeah. So in any case, like if it's not Frozen Devastation, it's going to be Combat Ready crew. Both of those decks, really good Slayer decks that still see a lot of use even afterwards. So I would recommend that. Okay. And so I guess this has been an interesting stream because I haven't been able to really show you the deck. We've been talking about like some theory crafting. It's amazing that after 7 tiers, I still am resorting to theory crafting, but it is what it is. We've heard what people have to say, right? This deck most likely will still require you to use a previous Slayer if you have it. You could use the wave, you could use Nicole to help with the spell. It is a Water Commander Immortal deck that could prove to be helpful. My recommendation is if you are thinking about using the Proving Grounds coin, but you don't already have the Hard One Gorillas, or if you're like 1 card away from getting the ultimate form, I would actually recommend saving it for the Hard One Gorillas, unless you don't have either of those cards, because I think that's going to be more useful for the upcoming Earth Slayer. I will take a look. I think I will be able to get the full deck based on my thinking that I will be able to, because I will be able to get the full deck in a couple of days. I will show sort of like my full thoughts afterwards on whether I think it's worth it or not. So if you are uncertain, go to at least tier 4. It's a good investment to go to 4 tiers for this half off. And you can even consider going a little bit further if your gems allow you to. Okay, but don't go too ham, because I don't, it's always sad. It's always a bad feeling when you can't pull anything before the event starts. So, go with what you're comfortable with and then enjoy your event once it starts. Okay. And so let's see. So Magic Man, you already have a 6 star, so it's going to be Frozen Devastation because you have 6 stars, so you're not going to use it. So let's see. R, not a definitive deck. It looks like more like a transitional one to fill the season. And we'll see. I mean, like, we'll see what the rest of the season is going to be like. So far, this is not one that I would say ranks that high on my list of ultimate forms that you should definitely get. So Anyways, that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you everybody for joining me and for having this conversation. Hopefully it has been helpful for any of you who might be questioning. I think my rank, my recommendation right now is not a must get, not a great deck so far that I can see, especially if you don't have a previous card, but the 50% off makes it well worth it to go at least 4 tiers more if you have more gems. And the revival pack, look for the revival pack tomorrow. It's either going to be Frozen Devastation or Combat Ready Crew. Either way, it's going to be good investment as well. For a couple of thousand gems, you can get a lot of coins also. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Have a good event. Again, stay safe. Hope everybody's doing okay. And I will see you in a couple of days where I come out with a video for my thoughts on the deck afterwards. Cool. Have a good night. Take care. See you next time.